Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Anaya and I go by the Hook Crochet Princess on the internet, and typically over here you can find me talking crafty to you. Today we're going to jump straight into it and talk about everything that I have either made or read in the month of January. So over here I have my Notion pulled up, and it basically just has a running list of everything that I've made in the order that I made it. So starting right off with an item I do not have, I made my mother-in-law a scarf for her birthday. I ended up not even giving it to her on her birthday because she was just like super busy, and I didn't even get to catch up with her for like 2 or 3 days, but she literally loved it. I was hanging out with my husband's cousin last night, and she was telling me how she had seen her wearing it and it was like so cute. But yeah, it literally is so cute, and it could just be worn so many ways. I drafted the pattern myself and kind of just like freehanded it. So I made the scarf. I also made a granny square baby blanket for my friend's baby shower. Y'all, I made that entire blanket in 2 days. Like, I legitimately started the blanket and then finished it in 2 days. So by the time 2 days out from the baby shower comes around and I realized I haven't even started this baby blanket, now I have to go super hard and I'm like crocheting like crazy. My hands and wrists started hurting for like 4 or 5 days. I couldn't even crochet after. I was like, I need a break. But I was so like proud of myself for finishing that blanket in 2 days. So I was just like, wow, I can really do a lot. I was playing around with the design of the blanket a lot because I was on that I'm not buying any yarn for anything. So I had to find that yarn and then make what I had with what I had. So that's essentially how it turned out. I wanted it to be in the theme of the University of Michigan because the parents went to the University of Michigan together, and I thought that would be like a really cute baby blanket to give to them. So I made that, and then after that I made some crochet roses. I still have the crochet roses here, so I'm going to show you the stuff that I do have. So here's some of the crochet roses that I made. You'll actually be able to watch me make some of these in the video that's going to come out tomorrow on Monday in my crochet weekly vlog. Every week in my weekly vlogs I talk about basically everything that I'm doing and making and what's going on in my head and what's going on with the business and my hands and the art. So yeah, I made these this month. I don't know if I said it or not, but today is January 31st. I'm going to a dinner party later, and then I'm also supposed to go to another dinner party after that. So I have no intentions of crocheting anything else. So everything that you see here is everything I've crocheted and will. There are more of these. I'm just showing you some. I need to actually cut the stems off of these because they're about to go to a florist in like an hour or so to get wrapped up. So I actually need to probably be doing that as well, but I'm talking to y'all. I also made a mink scrunchie for a tutorial. I was gonna release like a pattern on it, but like this genuinely is so simple. I think I just want to turn it into a quick tutorial, but I finally got around to making it this month. Again, filmed a tutorial for it, but I'm supposed to tell you about that in a minute. So just know I made a mink scrunchie. Okay, also full disclaimer, if you do watch my weekly vlogs, then you know that I'm actually not supposed to be starting any new projects, and that everything I'm working on should be the stuff that I've been carrying over from last year. That, however, didn't really happen this week. I kind of like deviated and started some new projects. So this is what I started. So I made this oversized granny square. I made one of these. This is in its entire shape size that I wanted to get to, but I'm thinking about doing one more row of white, but don't quote me on that. When I did the math, I realized that I need 20 of these for the project that I'm making, so I'm going to show you all of the ones that I've made so far. Quickly, I think we should note that the finished one is composed of 8 rows. One almost finished to the 5th row. I actually just moved the angle a little bit because I was trying to take the thumbnail, so I was like getting into the best lighting possible. And then that is everything that I made in the month of January with these hands. I want to clarify that I am kind of making these videos for me, and I'm just going to put them out there as well, but these are for me to recap on the month, so I can be like, okay girl, this is what you were doing, this is what you put out, so I can remember that stuff. Sometimes I think I move so quick and I forget that I am doing stuff, I am busy, I am working. I was like, I haven't done anything. So that's what the entire purpose of this is. I do kind of think it's important to go back a little bit and talk about from June to like December of last year. I kind of just like not so deep into my business. I kind of just like more focused on like my life and everything that I had going on, and I felt comfortable financially with what I had going on to just be like, I can just put my business like on a little back seat for right now. And now and I was kind of just like focusing on like making my own projects and just like doing what I wanted to do for myself. And I just really was not crocheting that much. I think I did like a market did a couple orders, but other than that, I was just like chilling. And then around like November came, I turned another age, and I was just like, oh, I miss my business. Like, I miss YouTube. I miss doing the things. I miss boss babing it up. Like, let's get back to that. Like, that is my passion. And then like the passion has like finally like just like reignited, and it just does feel really, really good. So I'm saying all that to say that I think January for me was kind of like this just big catch-up moment of like, okay, these are the things that when you decided you were going to lapse on your business and take a step back, these are all the things that kind of like started to take a step back too, and that you now need to get back into doing, like recording content, filming videos for tutorials, making patterns. So that's kind of like what January looked like in terms of the internet. 2 sit-down videos, I made 2 vlogs, I made 2 tutorial videos. Did I do anything else? I think that's about it. And I also started 1 physical pattern that's in the process of being made that will be out sometime in February, which honestly just takes me directly into my February craft plans and my February online digital work plans as well. So for physical crafting in the month of February, I would like to finish the oversized granny square project, make more roses as needed for the florist that I'm getting ready to take them to. If you have no idea what I'm talking about the florist and then the roses, honestly, just go watch the weekly vlog that's from either last week or the week that's coming up as well, because both of those vlogs literally tell you exactly what the flowers are about. I also want to start testing a new pattern with some yarn that I got. You can also check that out in the vlog. But I'm just like jabbing the vlog on you, but that vlog literally, like these vlogs that I'm making literally tell you everything that's going on. So by the time you watch one of these, you'll already know. Like, I'm just here for the recap. That's what these are supposed to be for, because the vlog is taking you through the process. Outside of that, I also want to finish 1 physical whip that I carry on from 2025. Probably like, this girl love a granny square. I love a granny square down. I'm a granny. But there are these little granny squares that I made a while ago, and I thought I was gonna make it into like a little poncho, and you would kind of wear it like this and like this. I don't scrap the poncho. I don't want it. But instead what I want to do is make them into like pillows. Like, I want to make this a pillow. I will probably make this one a lot smaller now that I know it's going to be for a pillow. But yeah, I want to make, they'll probably be closer to about this size. I think I'll make them about this size. I like this size a lot better. But yeah, I have 4 of these granny squares already made. All I have to do is literally like just get some filling or get a pillow and then just finish it up. So that is going to be my 1 whip that I'm going to complete in the month of February. I have probably like 4 or 5 whips, maybe 6 or 7, I don't know, maybe 10, 100, I don't know, from 2025 and the years before that I just want to like knock out, finish, and then just either make them usable or sell them or just get rid of them, because like I'm tired of carrying on whips. It's like the baggage of your past relationship you're bringing into your next relationship. I just cannot. So definitely working on some whips. And then that wraps up all of my physical craft plans for the month of February. Now, immediately jumping right into my internet digital business craft plans for the month of February. That is such a long way to say this is what I'm going to do on the internet for my business in terms of whatever I'm going to put out online. That's not like physical. That is such a long way to say all that. But my very first plan is to make 1 pattern of the oversized granny square project that you're going to see very, very soon. It's not finished in this vlog that's coming out this week, but I'll probably end up finishing it next week, and then I'll start testing the pattern a little bit more, maybe have some people test it out, and then I'm going to put that out. Like, my goal is to put out a pattern. It would be amazing if I could put out 1 pattern a month. Like, that would just blow my mind. My goals and aspirations this year are so big. I'm thinking to myself, like, girl, you can put out a pattern a month. You could do that. Obviously January's already gone, but you could put out a pattern a month, or you could put out a pattern every 2 months. Like, that's way more patterns than you put out last year. I think last year I put out like 1 pattern for the entire year, and it did okay. But like, girl, imagine if you put out a pattern every other month or every month. Like, you would be doing amazing. You would be doing amazing. So I definitely want to put out a pattern, and then after that I would like to post the video tutorials for the mink scrunchie and also for the oversized granny square project that I'm working on. Both of those are going to be uploaded in February. Another internet goal I have for my business this month is to get my website going back running and live, and to probably get back on Instagram. Oh my goodness, I know, like, it's making me like sick to my stomach every day thinking about it, because I'm so just like disconnected from like the internet and like social media and TikTok. I don't say internet because I love me some YouTube, but like Instagram, TikTok, I just cannot, like, but I know in terms of like a business perspective, social media really is it. Like, social media really is that girl. If you can lock in, you can focus, and you can just post. This month, while I'm probably getting back on like Instagram or TikTok or phasing into that, is to learn to separate the difference between Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that. It's solely just a, like, it's as if somebody's like walking in the mall and they're looking past your store. Like, that's all it is. It's just basically just be like a billboard. Like, Instagram and TikTok for your business is supposed to be a billboard. And for me, I think I was using Instagram and TikTok for like a billboard for my life. That doesn't work for me. But in terms of my business, and I want my business to grow, I know that I need to perform on those platforms in a very specific way. And I don't want to run from that by being like scared or like in my bubble anymore. Like, my art is great. My art is good enough. What my product is good enough. I am good enough. And like, you can walk past my store, and if you like it, click on my website, click on my YouTube, because that's all I'm going to do is like link you either back to my website or back to my YouTube. And I know like that probably sounds like some type of way, but like that's literally how every single business on the internet is operating. Like, they're just like, I want to link you back to my website to buy something, or I want to link you back on my website to share some type of information with you. Now, everything doesn't have to be like transactional, or it has to be in that context, because it could be like, I'm using Instagram to get you to come to a craft event that's free, and we're just gonna link up in the park and we're gonna crochet and knit together or something like that. But I'm gonna be using it for what it's for, like bringing you off of my page and into my, whether that's my website, whether that's one of my crafting events, whether like whatever that is, it's just a billboard platform for that. And I know like I'm just like on a rant and a tangent, but I just think that is my plan for February in terms of like getting back on social media, because I know I'm gonna have to do that. And then I also want to turn my website back on as well. I kind of got off Instagram and TikTok and stuff. I kind of just took a break from my website as well. Just like, I want to take this stuff down. And I just want to like do some inner like work and focus on myself. I was just like burnt out. Like, I was burnt out from like so many different aspects of life. And I was like, my business, like, I'm not going to be burnt out in doing my business. And I know some people do like just be burnt out doing their business, but I don't. I didn't want to be burnt out doing my business when my business requires me to legitimately like perform a skill and a talent that people are like paying money for, and I just don't want to show up in a bad capacity because I'm just not willing to do that. So I would just like not show up, basically. So that's kind of like what I was doing. So I turned my website off and took some listings down. But now that I'm like ready and I just feel motivated to do that, I want to, they need to slow down. It's snowing outside. That's scary and dangerous. Anyways, my intention for the website is basically to just like, again, like have that place for the website to be able to, you know, obviously if I have a product, sell the product, but also I'm really more intrigued on starting a website and starting a blog. Like, I'm so intrigued on starting a blog, and like my entire like design thought process for my business has genuinely shifted. Like, at first it was just like, I just like make crochet stuff and I want to sell crochet stuff, and like that is cutesy and that's fine, girl, do that when you want to, when you have the time to. But like my brain and like the stuff that I want to do just goes beyond just like crocheting some stuff here and there. And I just want my business to be able to reflect the stuff that I want to talk about and the stuff that I'm passionate about. And I feel like I'm so passionate about just like people being creative in general, and like creativity comes in so many different forms. Like, my husband is a tattoo artist, I'm a crochet artist. Like, we're like two completely different like things, but like it just works, and it's just so interesting like watching him work. Or like we have friends that do completely other things. Like, some of our friends are DJs, yoga instructors. Like, we just have so many friends with so many different like talents and walks of life, and it's just like so interesting to me to like watch that or witness that and experience. Like, one of my favorite things to do, I even have like a running list in my notes app, is go check out DJs, and like I rate the DJs based off like my own perspective and like my thought process and like how engaged the crowd is. It's like a whole thing that I love to do. Like, I love to go rate DJ sets, and I just think like there's so many like creative people, and like sometimes like that space is just lacking, and I just want to like be able to create that space. So I know like on here I do talk about crochet stuff, but like if you have stuff that you would do that is interesting, like put that in the comments. Like, I would love to tap into like whatever you have going on. like, I just want to use the internet for what it's for. It's just like to connect people, and I actually want to connect with people. So like I know like I need my website for that, and I know I need Instagram and TikTok for like that as well. So yeah, that's basically like my plans for February, is to just like take advantage of all of the opportunities that I have in life and not look at everything as such a bad thing or like a negative experience just because certain aspects of it I don't align with. Like I don't align with everything on social media. I don't really align with AI. I don't align with like the toxicity or stuff like that. But however, there are very, very good benefits to being online as well. It just depends on how you use it. So yeah, that is everything that I made in January and everything I plan to make in February. Now I'm going to quickly show you everything that I read in the month of January, and then everything I plan to read in the month of February. Went and grabbed the books that we're going to talk about really quickly. But before we start, I do want to preface this with, I always have 3 books in rotation. I go by these 3 reading P's in my life, and they are a passion read, a productive read, and then a parental read. So basically those are like my main focuses in life, is like my passions, being productive, and being a parent. Okay, so the very first book that I read this year and finished was this passion read called If I Can't Have You. I see my mother-in-law have this book, and I kind of like just browsed past it at the library. I was like, she had that, why was she reading that? Let me read that. Like, that looks crazy. So I read it. The book is literally crazy, like absolutely crazy, but it was such a good time. And it was so distracting to like everything that I had going on, like all the busy stuff that I had like just going on in January, just being all over the place. I just kept thinking about this book, like, what is Granville doing? It's this guy in this book named Granville. He's literally like losing his mind over these women, and I was just like constantly thinking like, what is Granville up to? So it just kept me very like enthused about the month. So I finished that. So these 2 books are my books I'm going to carry over because they did not get finished in January, and then this is a book that I'm adding in because I finished that other book. So my passion read for the month of February will be Ring Shout, which is basically something I have no idea about. Basically, I think these people are like hunting the Ku Klux Klan a little bit. I ended up picking this up because this lady at the bookstore who was working there, she saw me just looking at it and was like, that's a really good book. Like, she read it, gave like a bunch of like, and then she gave me this raving review, and I was like, I've been influenced. So influencing works outside of this phone too. And then my productive read for the month is How to Win Friends and Influence People. I've just literally had this book forever, and I think now that I'm like back focused on business and like doing everything that is required for that, I'm like just getting back into the mindset of that. So I'm like, you know, this is probably a good time to pick this up. I'm gonna actually see if I can find this as an audiobook and maybe download it on an audiobook and listen to it while like I crochet and stuff, because like I can be like working on crochet and like also like learning for my mind and stuff like that for the business as well. And then my parental read is The Montessori Child. I've actually already started this. It's pretty good so far. I'm about like 30 or 40 pages in. And I'm really liking some of the stuff that it's talking about. It's talking about gaps between children and like how their minds like shift, and the things that we can do as parents or caregivers or teachers or whatever to basically like raise better human beings, and like how we can support them, because being a child is difficult as well. And I just find like I'm finding it very, very insightful, and it's like definitely doing a lot of work on me as like a parent. Are my 3 P's for the month of February. Hopefully I finish them. If I don't, then they'll just carry over to the next month, and then I swap them out once that. And then so these are my 3 P's for the month. If I don't finish them, they'll just carry over like how these 2 did, and then when I do finish one, I'll swap it out like how I swapped out If I Can't Have You, and now I have Ring Shout. So I think that's just like a really good way to just like stay focused and organized with your books, so you're not just like always just reading like love romance books. Like sometimes like you might want to just like randomly in the morning pick up like something educational, then at night you want to cuddle up with this, or when you're doing your task throughout the day like cleaning, you want to listen to something like this on an audiobook. Like there's ways around just fitting in the stuff that you want to fit in, and that is what I have been discovering. So that is my plans for the month of February. Please leave in the comments everything you're doing this month and what you plan on implementing this month, or what you plan on reading this month, what you plan on making this month. Please do tell me. I want us to have a space where we're just like constantly communicating and talking about like what we have going on, because I am very intrigued in what you have going on. It doesn't matter like if you do something completely different than I do. I still know what you are going to do this month for yourself, for your business, or for your reading goals, or whatever goals you have. So okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.